Good day, great people of God, and welcome to another 5 minutes Sunday school session. Today we'll start with lesson 9 titled God's Grace in Jesus and His Apostles. The memory scripture is taken from Luke chapter 2 and verse 52. It says, "And Jesus increased in wisdom and stature and in favor with God and men." The two divisions of this lesson are 1. Jesus increases in God's grace, and 2. Jesus' apostles grow in grace. Today we shall begin with division 1 and discuss the following sections: A. As a young boy, and B. As a full-fledged minister of God. So section A. Jesus increases in God's grace as a young boy. John describes Jesus in John chapter 1 and verse 14 as being full of grace. He was born without the coming together of a man and a woman. Yet, unlike Adam, he was begotten and not created from the dust of the earth. His incarnation was unique. The very humble circumstances of his birth did not hold back the fulfillment of the purpose for which he was sent. Jesus was born into a religiously devoted family. Joseph and Mary got him circumcised on the 8th day. They took him to be presented at the temple in Jerusalem in fulfillment of the law. All necessary sacrifices were made, after which the family returned to Nazareth. The Bible then says that the child grew and became strong in spirit, filled with wisdom, and the grace of God was upon him. We don't have so much else written about the childhood of Jesus except an incident that happened when he was 12. As part of his parents' devotion, they went to Jerusalem every year at Passover. On that particular year, after the feast was done, the family started their journey back to Nazareth. And after a whole day's journey, they realized that Jesus was not with the group. Perhaps Jesus may have been a child who behaved himself so responsibly that Joseph and Mary may have had so much confidence in him and not bother about micromanaging his whereabouts. They were shocked to find that he was not with the group. They had to travel back to Jerusalem in worry, hoping to find him safe. And when they eventually found him in Jerusalem, after 3 days, he was neither lost nor scared. He was found in the midst of serious discussions with some of the teachers of the law, both listening to them and asking them questions. Those who heard him were astonished at his understanding and answers. God's grace upon Jesus was manifest in his knowledge and understanding of spiritual matters that he displayed. When his mother Mary asked why he had made them worry so much about him, his response confused them. However, Jesus' response showed that he had a very good understanding of his life's purpose at a very young age. He said, "Why did you seek me? Did you not know that I must be about my Father's business?" Jesus did not say this to disrespect his parents. The Bible further says that he went with them and was subject to them. So B. Jesus increases in God's grace as a full-fledged minister of God. So Jesus began ministry at the age of 30. He had continued to grow in God's grace. He was not in a rush to do mighty works. He let the Father work in and through him at the Father's appointed time. John the Baptist had spoken about him as one whose sandals he, John, was not worthy to untie. It was the same John that Jesus went to for baptism. Having been baptized, God confirmed the person of Jesus through the symbolic landing of a dove upon him and a voice from heaven that said, "This is my beloved Son, in whom I am well pleased." Jesus went through the discomfort of the 40 days and 40 nights without food, but God's grace was there to see him through. Jesus was tempted while he was hungry. His growth in the knowledge of God's words helped him to overcome Satan's onslaught. There are many things the devil brings to us today to make us compromise, but Jesus at his time on earth refused to compromise his faith. What is your own response in the face of temptations and hardships today? Do you depend on the grace of God? His grace trains us to deny ungodliness and live righteously. By grace, the scriptures that contained the writings of Isaiah was handed to Jesus to read as customary in the synagogue. Jesus located and read out of the portion of the scriptures that stated his mission in Isaiah chapter 61. He was bold enough to declare that those words were being fulfilled. Jesus went ahead to teach, heal, and preach. He opened blind eyes, healed lepers, delivered the oppressed of demons, and even raised the dead. His teachings were exceptional, The listeners were amazed at his teachings. The grace upon him was great, but Jesus would say, I can of myself do nothing. As I hear, I judge, and my judgment is righteous, because I do not seek my own will, but the will of the Father who sent me. Jesus did not deny the grace of God in which he grew. He still walks in the grace, and did not attribute the mighty works to himself, but the Father who sent him. Lesson summary. God's grace enables us to accomplish his purposes. We must embrace and grow in it. Keep growing in his grace and his knowledge. Let's meet next week to continue this lesson with Division 2. Till then, do have a beautiful week ahead, and God bless you.